Okay, I hope this is the last time I have to try and do a take of this because I keep messing it up. So you guys have just taken a big fight at Dragon. They got the Dragon, so you didn't get Soul, which is a shame, but not the end of the world. The biggest thing here is how you then transition, because you guys have a big numbers advantage. You've got 4v2. You correctly decide to push in this mid lane. I think what you should be doing is pushing mid, rotating, pushing top, and then setting up for the Baron. You've already got a good amount of vision. You can try and get a pick, and if not, just get the Baron itself. You can't control what Ezreal and Warwick are doing. They are messing around, not doing anything particular of any use. The problem is that you don't factor that into how you play this out. So you are pushing this in thinking, okay, we can get this turret for free. And if they were here, yes, you definitely could get this turret for free. Unfortunately, you're actually 2v2 against Jack and Victor, both of whom, as you will see here, have a decent amount of money and items and can definitely challenge you, particularly with you and Leona. They're going to be able to push you back and actually kill both of you. They actually also kill the Warwick, who comes in very late to this fight when you guys are already mostly dead. This completely flips the game. You've gone from a position where you had the pressure to be able to push in mid and then push in top to having no pressure, no one alive, Baron is spawning. This is terrible. Like this is like the worst possible outcome for all of this. And even it ends up being that Ezreal dies, Riven comes back, and there's no one else alive, and she can't do anything. And actually, even though you guys get back on the map relatively quickly, you don't get on the back map in time to stop this. Like they are, you are all spawning now. They are going to get this Baron before you. You get relatively close, all things considered. What then happens is you guys should be basically mirroring, mass defending and mirroring where they push as best you can. Maybe sending Riven to a side lane to try and split push a little bit, because she can deal with most of the people that they would individually send. But generally speaking, you're going to be wanting to mirror where they go and push. The problem, I think, the second problem here is this push here. So you might be thinking this is fine. Okay, I'll let this play out. You want to catch this wave? Absolutely fine. Wave is free. No one else is here for it. Take it. You have cleared this wave very quickly. Why are you continuing to push here? So the next wave, your wave hasn't spawned. So the wave on this other side will only be around here. So it's going to take quite a while for it to get up to you. By the time it gets there, you can't see anyone else on the map, so you don't know what the position will be. You don't want to be pushed up that high anyway, so if they end up meeting up here, that's not good. Your vision line is here. You really don't want to be pushed up that high. So you should be rotating back to this mid lane. If you want to, ping Riven and say, you go clear bot lane. She is the one that should be split pushing here. She does not have the range that you have. She doesn't have the wave clear that you have. You're the one that really needs to be the wave clear machine on the team. If I let this play out, you carry on pushing this up. I'll speed it up slightly. And they are pushing in mid lane. Riven feels like she is kind of not really able to do anything. She is struggling to see how she can defend this turret with you here. Leona, I mean, setting up for the dragon, I suppose, but far too far away to be of any real use. And Warwick taking his time to get back to the mid lane. She feels like she has to try and make something happen, particularly when they've got this Baron buff, and she ends up dying solo before any of you guys get here. And now you have, okay, sure, you've got these side lanes pushing, but they've got the wave in exactly the place they want to be able to take this mid turret. They have a lot of damage on Tristana. Jax also has a lot of damage, and Alistar can just walk under turrets. You needed to be making sure they didn't get this wave close to this turret, because when they do, they will be able to take it very easily, and that's pretty much what happens. Once they get this open, they can just destroy you. They've already got a numbers advantage, and you've lost all of the pressure on the map just from that one push and Baron play. And that is pretty much where this game completely turns. Nothing else about this game really stood out to me as problematic. You guys were pretty even. It was a pretty solid game from both sides. You're very ahead on farm, albeit not quite as ahead on CS. But that really was the biggest decision-making thing that you needed to be looking at, was making sure that you didn't let them get that pressure on the Baron. And it's difficult because I can see that the Ezreal hasn't been really contributing to anything. He hasn't had a great amount of damage and has been pretty selfish for a good chunk of the game. And the decision making from some of your teammates hasn't been great. But again, you can't control that. You have to work with what you have. And you had a lot of wave clear and the ability to completely nullify this push while they had Baron buff. And you weren't in the position to do that because you it was just slightly too focused on getting that CS in the bot lane.